Elon Musk is increasing full self-driving price up from $10,000 to $12,000 on January 17th, as he tweeted right here. Only in the US though. Now, if you're anything like me, you're probably quite a bit excited about getting your Tesla, maybe a little bit too excited, and you're wondering, should you still get full self-driving for your Tesla? I had my Tesla for about a year now with full self-driving. How it works is it is constantly trying to prank you. All the time, there's something going on. When you're driving, you have to pay really close attention. It's so good that that's exactly the problem of full self-driving. It's really good. It is really good. So you have to pay even more attention than driving with full autopilot, full self-driving, than however much attention you would pay when you drive normally. Because it's really good most of the time, but some of the times when it's not good, it's really bad. Most of the time though, you will be able to see bad things coming from a mile away. So in most cases, it's absolutely fine. But there are times where, you know, it looks like it's working, everything's going perfectly. It looks really cute, very friendly, and not a bite too. For example, see this road right here? So I was driving on the right lane here and I was going into this lane and everything was fine. I was driving on full autopilot for maybe 5 minutes already with no interactions or anything. Everything was going very well, very smooth. I was sort of starting to relax. I'm like, oh my God, this is the future. This works. And then guess what? So I'm driving on this right lane and the car started going way too much to the left side to a point where it was 99% going to crash onto that, to a point where I give it 99% chance that it was going to crash into those poles on the side of a road. So not very good. And at this point, it's sort of like common knowledge that Tesla is not very good with road dividers. It tends to really like them in a way where it wants to touch them. Obviously not funny at all. That can be very, very deadly, very, very serious. So you must pay very close attention when you are engaged in autopilot, to a point where you have to pay more attention when you drive your car on autopilot than however much attention you pay when you're not driving on autopilot. And that can actually be very stressful. So I actually stopped using autopilot for this reason. I only use it when I want to really pay attention and I don't need to relax. And I slept well, I ate well, I'm not stressed, the car has my attention. Then I use autopilot. Over than that, no. I had too many close calls, I had 2 phantom braking moments, and supposedly it's not dangerous, but when you have a car right behind you, and the car brakes out of nowhere, then there's nothing in front of you, there's no danger, and it just comes to a full stop almost, that is very dangerous, especially if you're going at a fast speed. Maybe not so much in a city, but on a highway, that's a big problem. And that happened to me, luckily in a city. And if I had a car behind me, that would have probably been a crash. So after it happened the second time, I'm not using Tesla Autopilot anymore unless I pay extremely close attention. On the other hand, Teslas are very good at preventing some of the crashes, and I experienced this myself as well. So take a look at this. This is a good example of how good Teslas are. So see, it's going forward, and then a car comes from a side and it stops, and Tesla did not get crashed. Didn't end very well for another car, but I did have quite a few experiences where there was a situation where it would have been a very scary stop if not for the Tesla warning, but instead of being a very scary stop, it was just an uncomfortable braking situation instead of being very, very scary. And I experienced this at least 3 times in my 1 year of driving the Tesla. However, all those safety features come standard anyway, despite whether you buy full self-driving or not. And Tesla Autopilot comes with a car without full self-driving anyway. So most of the things that you will just use Tesla autopilot, not full self-driving. So should you buy full self-driving? There are a few reasons. Number one, you are buying it as an investment. Probably a good choice. Number two, you are absolutely obsessed with full self-driving and you want to know what's going on at the edge of the technology development. Definitely buy full self-driving then. And then lastly, number three, only buy it if you are able to pay extra attention when driving the car on autopilot. You see those TikTok and YouTube videos where people just put an apple, an orange on the wheel to trick into thinking that there are hands on a wheel? Definitely don't do that. Those situations are extremely dangerous. From my experience driving Tesla on full self autopilot, it's a marvelous piece of future that is not here yet. It's very good, and it's so good that it tricks you into thinking that it's so good you don't need to pay attention, but you actually need to pay even more attention. It is not a relaxing drive to drive Tesla on full autopilot. Maybe in California where they design autopilot, maybe you can drive it there better. If you're outside of California, no. I live in Canada, Vancouver, and the roads are pretty similar to the US. It's basically the same thing. But there are some situations where you can just predict, okay, that situation, it's just not going to handle very well. But some situations you would think it would be totally fine and the car just does something absolutely stupid. So a good way to describe how it works is it's like a 5-year-old that learned how to drive and it barely reaches the pedals and it barely can see the road and it gets excited about things randomly sometimes. And it's good a lot of the times, but you wouldn't want the car to drive it by itself at this point. Now, I invest money into Tesla. I own Tesla stock. The only stock that I own, publicly traded stock, is Tesla, because I believe Tesla will be the first company to solve full self-driving. And that's one of the reasons why I have full self-driving, because I want to see how well is it doing. And I also have a Mercedes, and the Mercedes technology, it's, let's just say I'm not aware of any other company that is even remotely close to where Tesla is in terms of autonomy. It's a big difference. Insane. Absolutely insane. So I really believe Tesla will be the first one to solve autonomous full self-driving without HD maps. And that's one of the big reasons why I invest only into Tesla stock. I don't own any other publicly traded stocks, only Tesla. So hopefully you found this video helpful. Watch the next one and I'll see you there. My name is Mamposius. Thank you.